Jeremy Oliver here with Paul Scorpo at Scorpo Wines on Victoria's Mornington Peninsula. And Paul, we're just about to taste the wine that you are, I guess, most commonly judged by, which is your estate Pinot Noir. And this vintage is the classic vintage 2021, so not a bad wine to be judged by.
No.
Tell us how would you describe what you're trying to do with Pinot?
Well, it took me four years to find a site where I could grow the best Pinot possible. And what we're trying to do is make a wine that has wonderful structure to it, that has complexity, that shows layers during the course of a meal. In a sense, it's uplifting. You know, every sip that you take, it's uplifting and gives a little bit of joy.
Yeah, what you're saying is quite different to what a lot of people would have said 10, 15, 20 years ago when they go, hey, what are you looking for in your Pinot? Oh, I want perfume, I want silkiness, I want sexiness. The first thing you said, I want layers, I want texture, I want structure. And that is the smartest thing to start from, because once you've got that with Pinot Noir, the perfume inevitably comes.
Yes.
And everything you want comes from that. But you're looking at what's going to make this a real wine rather than a pretty sort of tutti-frutti drink.
Yes.
And where too many people in this country and many others fail abysmally with Pinot because they don't really know what they're targeting. But you do, because you went straight to texture and structure. And you look at the great Pinots on this planet, what do they have? Texture and structure and layers.
Yeah, we've never been interested. You know, fruit is very important, but like this wine, we have 4 Pinot vineyards, and the wine for this comes from 3 of those 4 vineyards. So it comes from the Old Cherry Orchard, which is a close high density vineyard, the original planted Eocene vineyard, and on Stanley's Road, the Big Hill vineyard. It's 10 acres of Pinot. Same soils as here, so both of them are same. They're both older volcanic soils. Having said that, though, with older volcanic soils, if you've got 1 acre, you can make 10 different wines from that 1 acre, because volcanic soils are so different chemically. Every little bit is different to the next. So then basically what we do is these are barrel selections from those 3 vineyards.
Okay.
And we're looking for balance, and we're looking at, you know, the other thing about these 2 of these vineyards is that they're concrete fermented. The Eocene Pinot Vineyard and the Old Cherry Orchard. And I introduced
reason being for that?
Well, I introduced concrete fermenters in 2016 because of what the concrete does during the fermentation process. I mean, I think we were talking before that the character of the wine, apart from the terroir, is the fermentation process, which is basically all about phenolics, the way that you harvest the tannins, and those 2 batches gives us a texture that's quite unique. The tannins seem to be rounded and completely integrated with the acid and the fruit. And the main thing about it, about those concretes, is that you get the essence of the fruit without the sweetness. So
it is a more savoury output, isn't it?
Yes, always. And that's what drove me to in that direction.
Okay.
Because I go to Burgundy and I go to Piedmont, even to Sicily, and the best wines that I've tasted were always out of concrete. So basically we introduced those. The batch from Red Hill is still stainless steel fermented, but you know, we're a lot gentler with the fermentation process these days. We don't overwork it. We're trying to extract a lot of the tannins in that aqueous form before the alcoholic fermentation, before the fermentation really starts and you get heat. So you get really fine, very silky tannins which are present there, and that makes it really approachable without compromising its longevity.
And it also doesn't crimp in any way on the perfume.
No.
And the core of intensity and fruit sweetness that
I think the perfume is even more enhanced in the concrete. You get that. You get that sort of really, you know, it sometimes reminds me of those heritage roses, like a Sombrale or something like that, or even a Lorraine Lee, or some of those really old, lovely perfumed roses that you know, people don't grow enough of.
Well, I'm out of my depth with the roses, but I'm just loving the you know, it's heady, it's floral, and the beautiful preservation and intensity of those cherries and small berries, it's forest berries, and some are dark, some are red.
The other thing is, and then the raspberries and the, even a little bit of blood orange I'm getting in there as well. So there's a plethora of really lovely fruits in there that all balance each other out.
And being at 21, it goes forever. So the really good wines from 2021 in regions like the Peninsula, the cooler regions in Australia, you expect this amazing drive of fruit which distinguishes the vintage. And that, it just goes forever on the palate. It's amazingly well balanced. That is it's 2021.
Well,
I think peak for at least
you're the first wine writer that's tasted it, because I've not sent it to anyone.
Wow.
So I'm just about to, but I haven't sent it to anyone.
I'll put my hand up again.
Okay.
But that's a real achievement. That's simply delicious.
And the other
wine.
thing
Well
I
done.
love also about this wine is that lovely earthiness to it, and meatiness as well. That really rounds it off, and just that textural element is quite unique, I think.
That's an extraordinary wine. Paul, thank you very much, and thanks for your thoughts on the way that, and really what Paul has been saying about texture as his first sort of the first box he's looking to tick with these wines is incredibly important and also quite distinctive. So I think that is an exceptional wine. I wish you well with it. It's
thank you.
It's going to become a very famous wine. I promise you of that.
Well, let's hope so.
Thank you, Paul. Jeremy Oliver signing off from the Scorpo Pinot Noir 2021.